So today is November 28th, 2021. It is 10:43. It is 10:43 a.m. Sorry, it just cut in. Let me know my battery is dying. But anyway, it is 10:43 a.m. and I am here at the water, which anyone who's been following my videos knows that this has been like constant communion with me and the Father. And he just calls me down here every morning. I come, I sit, and I just enjoy the moment. And it's so amazing today, in particular because I remember sitting at the water a few days ago and I was just like, man, like I would really like it for it to snow so I could see what it how the snowfall, like what the atmosphere looks like when you're sitting by the water and it's snowing. And don't you know, I woke up this morning and my daughter came running in my room and she's like, Mommy, it's snowing outside. I was like, I gotta go to the water. So I got dressed, I went and got my morning tea, and I came down here to sit by this water and to spend some time with my father in prayer and worship and to see what it is that he has to say to me. And I was here yesterday and I was like just really going through it. And the Father said to me, take the day off, no videos today. Like, I just want to pour into your spirit. I want to spend time with you. I want to talk to you. And we need to pray together. So I just spent my day yesterday here at the water, just like really in the face of the Father and just spending time with him and just being so broken in the palm of his hands. It was just like so many mixed emotions that I was going through in terms of promises that he showed me, visions that he showed me, dreams he's given me, and I'm just like, sometimes when he gives you these things, it doesn't always happen automatically. It doesn't always happen right away. It's not a microwave situation. It's something that you have to wait for. You got to stand in prayer on, and you have to have faith, and that's not always easy. You know, it's not always easy being lonely and going to sleep at night. It's not always easy. It's not always easy when you're going through a financial battle and you're like, what's going on here? How is this bill going to get paid? How is that bill going to get paid? And it's just like not an easy situation when he calls you for a greater purpose. So yesterday really just like took a toll on me. And I was like, Father, what am I going to do about this video? Because I'm so broken. I'm just like so in the midst of my emotions. And how I'm gonna speak a word to somebody else, and at this moment, I can't even hear you clearly because I'm such in a fog, going through my own thing. And I know that you got me living out loud, and I know that you got me to be a living testimony, but today ain't the day, you know. So he really he's so amazing and so understanding and just so in tune, with you spiritually that he'll give you that moment. He'll give you that time and he'll sit there with you and hold you in his embrace. And it's nothing more powerful than being in his arms and being broken in his arms. And that's exactly what I was yesterday. I was broken in his arms. And I'm telling you, after I got done with praying and listening and meditating and being in a calmness of myself, I just walked away with a renewed sense of myself all over again. And I walked away with 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 a new mind, I guess you could say, in a sense. And I just felt like, okay, everything's gonna be okay. Like this calmness just came over me, this peace that surpasses all understanding just flowed through me, and I was just like, everything's gonna be all right. Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about, you don't gotta worry about anything. Like if he clothes the lilies in the fields, what makes you think he ain't gonna take care of you? Like he got you. And sometimes we allow our current situation to like just take control of us and to kind of dictate our moves or dictate our mood. And I really, I'm the type of person where I give about, a few, maybe an hour a day, even half a day, something like that, to just wallowing in my sorrows. But after that, it's like, all right, come on, enough of this. Ajwa, get up and do what you got to do, because you sitting here being miserable is not changing an ounce of what you're going through. Guess what? You still gonna get up and the bills gonna be there. You still gonna get up and the kids gonna be hungry. You still gonna get up and you gonna have to figure life out. So you cannot sit here in your misery. It's time to get up. You had a moment, and now it's time to move on from that moment and know that he has a greater purpose for your life. Although it has not necessarily come to pass right now, but it's coming. It's in the horizon. And it's hard. It's so hard. I was talking to my good friend this morning about that. Just it's hard. It's hard being lonely. It's hard just trusting. It's hard standing in faith, especially when you don't see it. And everybody looking at you like, what is you talking about? You know, you talking about, oh, the promise, the promise, the promise, and yet and still you lonely. You talk about the promise, the promise, promise, yet still you broke. You talk about the promise, the promise, the promise, and yet what part of the game is that? So today I woke up and I'm driving. He gave me this word a couple of days ago, and it's been on my mind constantly. So I was just like, you know what, this morning I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna release it because obviously it's on my mind for a reason. But the word of today is get your head in the game. Get your head in the game, and or to keep your head in the game. Hold on, let me see. Anyway, keep your head in the game. And that's today's word. Keep your head in the game. So he's just, speaking. And I just thank you, Father. Thank you for being my mouth. Thank you for giving me a renewed sense of self today. Thank you for increasing me, Father, in you and decreasing myself in me, Father. Thank you for going before me and putting me behind you, Father. Thank you for being the voice and being the mouth and being the words that flow through me, Father. Thank you for having your word to touch the lives of each and every person who will watch this video. And I thank you for lifting me up when I was so broken yesterday and for turning things around for me on this morning and bringing my smile back and restoring my faith in you, Father. And I just thank you for all that you are doing, all that you will continue to do. And I thank you for your promises that is in the horizon. Go before me and speak your word, Father. So, keep your head in the game. So what the Father is saying when he's speaking this word is that a lot of distractions will try to come your way, and I don't know what it is. Like, it's like ever since I made this decision to be single and to be celibate, it's like marriage proposals have been coming left and right. And I kid you not, I'm just like, what is going on? Like, this is so crazy, but it's been like literally happened all over the place. And I'm just like, at a time in my life where I'm just like, I don't know what's going on, but I for sure know that these proposals are not from you because I've spent enough time in you to know that, to know your will when I see it. So as these, it's a helicopter. I'm at the water and the helicopter's flying over the water. I guess making sure that nobody drowning, but who would be in the water? It's freezing, it's snowing. I don't know who'd be out there in the water. But I guess they just doing their normal job. But anyway, so as these proposals is coming like left and right, I'm just like, I know this is not from you because I spent enough time in you to know what your will looks like, what your purpose looks like, and I know what the signs are. And this is just like some random distractions happening, taking place. And, you know, I'm not gonna say the devil, and I'm not gonna charge it to him, but I will say that I feel like the Father brings tests into your life when He's in the process of bringing that fulfillment of His promise to your life. He's gonna test you to make sure, okay, is this for sure what you want? Or if I give it to you, are you for sure going to be able to stand on it without wavering? Because it's not about just praying for the promise. It's not about just receiving the promise, but it's about being able to maintain that promise. And so much is given, much is required. So if He's blessing you with these promises that you've been praying for, standing for, visions He's been giving you, and dreams you've been having, you got to know that you got to be equipped to be able to protect that good thing once He gives it to you. Like, it's just not a matter of getting it and now the job is done. No, the job has only begun because now that you received this promise, you got to keep that promise. And you got to work at that promise. And you got to still continue to stand on faith on that promise because guess what? Other things happen outside of that promise once you get to it. Other obstacles are going to come your way. So He has you in a place where He's working through you and working with you and teaching you how to stand without wavering. And so He's saying, keep your head in the game. Don't look left. Don't look right. Don't look at where everybody else around you is doing. Don't try to follow their lead. Just keep your head in this game. Stay focused on me. Follow me, and I'm going to show you the way. I'm the light, the way, and the truth. I'm the only way. So if you following me, you good. You ain't got nothing to worry about, no bears, no monkeys, no lions, like none of that is going to be able to touch you. No bite of a serpent, of a poisonous serpent is going to be able to harm you. I got you. So he's saying, follow me. Follow me in this moment. You can't lean onto your own understanding, and you can't follow your own ways. You have to keep your head in the game. You have to continue to these birds. They have an amazing. They enjoying this water, y'all. They over here and they is swimming away, swimming away, swimming away, swimming away, enjoying their moment. But anyway, distraction. See, keep your head in the game. But you have to, like, seriously, you gotta keep your head in the game. You gotta know that he has a greater purpose for your life, and it's not easy. It's not easy staying focused because distractions come left and right and all over. And like I just mentioned, like now all these proposals is coming when I'm standing in his purpose, and I'm standing according to his promises, and I'm trusting that he's bringing something greater into my life because I've already done that. I've already been in these broken, torn down, broke down, busted, and disgusted relationships, and only to come out hurt in the end. Like, once you do something again and again and again and again, you get tired of it. You get fed up, you get frustrated, and you like, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Now I'm gonna wait for this good thing that you have for me. I'm gonna wait for your purpose. I'm gonna wait for your promise. I'm gonna trust. I'm gonna stand in faith. And when you make that decision to do those things, it's not a walk in the park. It's not that, oh, life is all golden and grand and I'm smiling now for the rest of my days. It's gonna be trials. It's gonna be temptations. It's gonna be false I keep getting messages. Anyway, it's going to be false promises. That's going to rise up against you because when you're standing and you're waiting on his promise, false things will come your way. It will find you. I can almost promise you because it's a test to see, are you going to stand? Are you going to have faith? Are you going to just follow any little thing that you see that's a little slight of a sign? Is you going to run after it? You know, or is you going to wait? Is you going to wait because when he gives you a promise, he's also going to put something in you internally so that you know when that promise is being fulfilled. You know that 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 it's him. Like, no questions asked. You ain't gonna have no type of confusion within your soul. You're not gonna have no type of waiver in your spirit. Like, you're just gonna know 100% sure that it's nobody but him. Like, I know that this is his promise. This is for my life. So I'm gonna keep my head in the game, and I'm gonna wait for that 100% sure confirmation. I'm gonna wait for him to show me that, daughter, this is what I have for you. Son, this is what I have for you. And he's gonna keep you and 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 test you at the same time. So this testing comes when he wants you to get in his face. And you will not be able to withstand that test unless you will not be able to keep your head in the game unless you're standing in his face constantly. And I don't mean just coming to him once a day, oh, Father, the promise, or, you know, say a little 2-second prayer, now you're done. No, like, you have to constantly keep coming to him, constantly be in his word, reading his word. You have to constantly be in prayer, like all day long, every day. And prayer is not a matter of just, you know, laying out on the ground or being prostrated. Like, sometimes, most of the time, I'm praying in my car because this is where I always am. I'm always in my car. So 9 times out of 10, I'm praying in my car. But even if I'm not in my car and I'm home and I'm cooking for my kids or doing something around the house, and I'm just having a conversation with him as I'm doing things. I'm praying as I'm washing dishes, and I'm praying and, you know, singing to him as I'm cleaning and sweeping and mopping my floors, as I'm straightening the pillows on my couches. I'm just having a conversation with him. So it's about like a personal relationship. It's not about always you got to run to the ground and lay on the floor and fall out. You know, that's just not reality. That's not a relationship. You know, that's just like, I don't know. You're getting caught up in the moment, I guess. I don't know. But it's definitely not always called for to be prostrate. Sometimes you do. You know, you really get into that deep, deep place. You really just tune out the world, tune out everything that you're going through, and you just get prostrate and you just be in his face. Sometimes that is what the situation calls for, but it's not always that case. You know, for me, the majority of time, I'm just speaking to him as I'm moving about my daily life. And in order to be able to keep your head in the game, you have to have that constant communication with him, because guess what? When these when these tests come your way and these false images of what his promise is tries to run you down, you got to know what that looks like. You got to know that, I ain't falling for that because I know it's a test. Nope, I'm not going over there because I know it's a test. You know what? Today I'm going to stay home because I know if I go there, that's just a test. Like, you will begin to know, you will become aware spiritually. You will be in tune. It's like a radio frequency, and you are on the perfect frequency to clearly hear everything and clearly be able to see that that's a test. That's the test. That's not the real deal. That's a fabrication of what my promise looks like. And I don't want no more fabrications. I don't want nothing else if it's not for me. I don't want nothing else if it doesn't look exactly like what it is that he's given me. That's all I want. So I'm going to keep my head in this game, and I'm going to stay focused on what it is that he has for me. Period. So that is my word. It was a very short word this morning. But he's been having that on my heart. Oh, my gosh. I hate when I'm on live, and I swear it's. Well, I'll take back swear. I don't want to use that word, but I promise you, every time that I'm on live, it's just I always get texts and phone calls and disc messages popping up, and that is nothing but a distraction every single time. I was here at the water yesterday, and I was just no, I can't even say that, because even when I was at the water on my own accord in his face, for my own purpose yesterday, I kept getting distractions. I just had to put my phone down and was like, you know what? I'm not focusing on this. I'm keeping my head in this game, and I'm staying in his will, in his way, in his word, in this prayer, and I don't want to even hear nothing about my phone right now. So I just put my phone on silent, and I just sat at the water and basked in his glory. And I walked away feeling so, renewed, and so I felt filled up, and I was just like, and then he said to me, all right, tomorrow you can go back to your videos. And so I'm back with another live, and I feel great today, and it's just amazing to be broken in him, and for him to catch you in the palm of his hand. It's like, there's nothing better than that. I don't want to be broken nowhere else but in his hand. I don't want to. I don't want to be broken in no man's hand but his own. Because it's like he knows just how to catch me. He knows just how to talk to me. He knows just how to counsel me. He knows just what I need to hear to make my situation better and to make me look at things from a different perspective. He knows how to lead me, how to guide me, and that's why I'm so nervous at the same time of receiving my kingdom spouse, my African king, because I'm just like, I'm so used to going to him in prayer, and I'm so used to him following me and directing me. Like, I don't got to go through no man. Even in my past relationships, I couldn't count on them that they was leading me correctly. So I always stood in prayer for myself. I always covered myself. I always made sure that I went to the Father myself and was like, what's going on here? What you want me to do? So it's like it's going to be a change. I will admit, for me to rely on a man to lead me, it's scary, I will say, because I'm just like, what if, what if? But you can't have those what ifs when he's bringing you your kingdom spouse. And I'm talking to myself. It's a word for me. You can, because you have to know that if he's bringing that man, that woman into your life, that they are going to be spiritually connected, that they're going to be in communion with him the way that you are, because if it's your kingdom spouse, they have to marry you. So just as you going in prayer and you going before the Father before you make your moves, your spouse is going to be doing the same thing. You have to be evenly yoked, and that's another sign to look for, to know if this person is for you. Because if you with this person and you're not evenly yoked, and he following one religion and you following another religion, and he got a totally different upbringing that he ain't willing to let go of, or vice versa you, then you're not evenly yoked. It has to be a perfect balance, a perfect harmony. And you'll just know, because it's going to feel right, it's going to look right. And you're going to know that that this is my promise. This is who the Father has brought into my life to lead me. And I'm going to just keep my head in this game and stand in faith. And I encourage each and every one of you to do the same. Keep your head in the game. Keep focused on what it is that he's telling you to do. Be obedient to his word in this hour, because I promise you the harvest is coming. It's right at the door, and it's just getting ready to knock. And you want to make sure that you've planted good seeds, that you've kept your head in the game, that you followed him, that you've made time to pray, that you've read his word. You got to be doing that inner work. You got to be doing that inner work to receive this coming harvest. So I'm just encouraging each and every one of you, keep your head in the game. Don't waver. Stand firm. Stand strong. Don't look to the left or the right. Just keep your eyes focused. Keep it focused. Keep it focused. Don't be on the water and he's calling you, and as you walk into him, everything's great, and then you look down and lose your focus and you start to sink and drown. Don't be that. Keep your focus on him. Walk on that water with confidence, knowing that I see him. He's just right there in the horizon. I see his promise. I see his purpose for my life. I see his truth, and I know that that is what I'm looking at. And you got to keep your gaze upon that good thing and continue to move towards it as it moves towards you. You got to keep the energy centers around you clear. You got to keep them clean. Don't associate yourself with negativity. That's been a big thing for me lately. Like, ever since I've been back from Africa, I just have not been in the mood to be around anybody. Because in my mind, I'm thinking I can't afford for no negative energy centers to penetrate what I got going on. I'm so focused now more than ever. Even at times when I feel so broken, I'm still focused. I still am in his face. And I'm still working through that brokenness and standing in his promise and knowing that he has something better. So you have to keep your energies clean. You have to keep them clear. You have to keep them pure. And keep all of that negativity away from you. Don't indulge in gossip. Don't indulge in people who is walking about doing things that is contradictory to what it is that he's telling you to do. If you know that he's telling you to pray 10 times a day and you got somebody coming to you talking about, nope, we only got to pray once, you got to let that person go. Because you ain't about to mess up with what we got going on over here, me and the Father, because you want to come with your little 2 cents on what you feel like the situation should look like. No, don't listen to the words of people. Listen to what it is that he's telling you, because people will come and they will try to deter you and persuade you to go their own way, to kind of question what it is that the Father has already put in your mind or put in your heart or given you a vision or a promise of what it is he's going to do, and they come in and they telling you something different. You have to stay focused and you have to stay according to his promise. And if someone comes to you and they tell you something, you receive it and you go to him in prayer and you say, Father, is this of you? Is this word true? Is these words true? And if it is, then great. You know that you've been blessed on that day that he sent the prophet to you. But if it's not true, you better throw that thing down and run the opposite direction quick. Okay? Don't receive that thing in your heart if it ain't from him, because it will quickly get your head out the game, and you want to keep your head in the game. You don't want nothing that's going to take your head out the game. So pray about everything. That's my advice. My advice is to just pray about any and everything. I don't care if you wake up in the morning and you can't decide if you want to wear pink or blue underwear. Pray about it. It sounds crazy, but that's how serious it is in this hour and this day. It is as serious as praying about what underwear you're gonna put on in the morning. Like, you cannot afford to miss one single beat. You can't afford to even tie your shoelace the wrong way. Like, you got to be praying about NC and everything, and that is literally what my life has been looking like. It has been looking like prayer and 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 prayer. And all I keep seeing is his promise, his promise, his promise, his promise. I've been seeing his promise so much in my brain that sometimes I get sick of looking at it. And I'm not even joking, because it's like almost as if it's haunting my brain. I'm just like, what? This promise? Oh, my gosh. And it's so hard, because when you in your current circumstance and your current circumstance don't look like what your promise says, you just like, this is torture. This is torture that I'm seeing all of these beautiful, amazing things that's about to happen and transpire in my life, but I'm stuck in here, in this reality. Like, is this really my life right now? I don't want this. I don't want this life. I don't want to go through this. Just hurry up and catapult me to what it is that you're telling me that my life looks like. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to be. Oh gosh, so today has been amazing. My soul has just been at peace upon waking up, and I guess I'm gonna go start my day. Today's Sunday, so I don't imagine much is happening. A little bit of business, because when you're a business owner, business don't stop. You know, it still keeps going. When everybody else is in their bed, sleep, you up working. But when you plant that good thing, you can reap your harvest in the end. So keep your head in the game. And I hope you all enjoy your wonderful Sunday. Whatever it is that you're doing on this day, may you be blessed and filled and led and guided and directed. And may you keep your head in the game. Until next time, see you all later and have an amazing, amazing